The fact remains that every action has a price, but those who pay the highest price are those who betray. If a person betrays, he cannot escape paying for what he betrayed. The surrender of the Russian troops to Ukraine does not mean that Russians have betrayed their own country, but it's not betrayal. Deviating from doing something that the right thing is not betrayal. Not doing the right thing is betrayal. And every betrayal has a price. In the Russian-Ukrainian war, there have been those who have paid the price, and high price, in recent days. These people have paid a heavy price for the betrayal of Ukraine, its people, and its army. Thanks to the continuously successful intelligence activities of the Ukrainian intelligence, important information was discovered. Based on this information, a target containing important figures of the Russian army was hit. Now let's take a look at developments. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring developments regarding the Russia-Ukraine war to your screens. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss our daily reports and map reports on the agenda. You can also support me and my team by using the super thanks button below the videos. Thank you for your support. But let's start if you are ready, the Pioneer reports. The Ukrainian armed forces continue to write epics on the front line. The Russian army is suffering heavy losses at many points, and the situation is getting worse every day. Although the Russian troops have made some gains, it is known that this is with the permission of the Ukrainian armed forces, and this permission had led to the heavy losses of the Russian troops. The Ukrainian army continues to break the power of the Russian troops by increasing their casualties. While the Ukrainian army is achieving great successes on the front line, Ukrainian intelligence personnel are making extraordinary efforts to conduct pinpoint operations. Russian officials, convoys, strategic outposts, checkpoints, and ammunition depots are meticulously located by the Ukrainian intelligence officers. Of course, Ukrainian intelligence officers are not alone in conducting these operations. Ukrainian sabotage groups also participate in these operations. At various points, Ukrainian sabotage groups are conducting surveillance and tracking activities on behalf of the Ukrainian intelligence. These activities make the task of Ukrainian intelligence much easier. In recent days, Ukrainian sabotage groups have provided Ukrainian intelligence officials with new information. According to the information, a group of people, including Russian commanders, regularly met and ate at a restaurant dedicated to the Russian military. These meetings included not only Russian commanders and soldiers, but also Colonel Alexei Potilechenko, one of the figures who became part of the Russian occupation and betrayed Luhansk and was one of the most supportive of the activities of the Russian military since the beginning of the occupation. This was unacceptable, and a price had to be paid for this betrayal. According to regional sources, meetings in this restaurant were organized on a weekly basis. Many Russian commanders and soldiers, as well as Colonel Alexei Potilechenko, attended these meetings. Ukrainian sabotage groups determined the time and day and participants of the meetings. This information was then passed to Ukrainian intelligence, also by saboteurs. Upon receiving the data, Ukrainian intelligence immediately took action, and a specific building was planned to be blown up. This operation was intended not only to teach a lesson to the separatists who had betrayed Ukraine, but also to deal a heavy blow to the Russian army. When the day and the time for the meeting arrived, the Ukrainian soldiers' preparations accelerated. According to local sources, Colonel Alexei Potilechenko and a number of unmanned Russian commanders and soldiers were having dinner and a meeting in a restaurant. They were unaware of what about to happen to them because Ukrainian intelligence was active, while Russian intelligence was passive. When the headquarters of the Russian armed forces gave the order to start the operation, American-made HIMARS missiles rose from the launch pads with a great noise. As the HIMARS missiles advanced into the Luhansk region, they hit the building which Colonel Alexei Potilechenko was staying. A great panic started when the HIMARS missiles hit the area. The locals did not know that their restaurant was used by the Russian army and separatists. Although the restaurant was ostensibly closed, in fact, it was only serving Russian soldiers and separatists. The local did not even know that secret meetings were being held there. According to local sources, the building was reduced to a huge pile of rubble after the HIMARS missiles hit it. Colonel Alexei Potilechenko lost his life as one of the first people targeted by the missile. According to the allegations, many Russian commanders and soldiers also lost their lives. Rescue efforts are continuing under the rubble, but regional sources don't believe that anyone is likely to emerge alive from the rubble. Ukrainian saboteurs have achieved a significant success by organizing an operation with great coordination between Ukrainian intelligence and the army. There had never been a similar incident in the area where this operation took place. Moreover, the local population did not even know that such a meeting was taking place in the region. Under these circumstances, the operation took the Russian military and intelligence by surprise. While Russian officials remained baffled by the operation, pro-Russian war bloggers are brimming with anger. According to reports, many Russian war bloggers have been posting angry reports against Putin administration, Russian intelligence, and the Russian war leadership. For example, one such report reads as follows: "Where is the intelligence? Where is the command? Every time the enemy finds and destroys a supposedly secret area, do we have counterintelligence work? We don't. Do we have the ability to respond to the emergencies? We don't. You don't need to find intelligence, at least activate the air defense systems. Incompetence." It seems that there is a lot of anger of the Russian war bloggers. This anger is growing every day, and the Russian President Vladimir Putin's plan to invade Ukraine was launched with great pretensions, but it has been foiled. Putin's supporters are now holding him to an account, and the Russian leader Vladimir Putin is being cornered more and more every day. There is also a claim made by the Russian war bloggers. They argue that the Ukrainian saboteurs had no role in determining the location of the restaurant. The location of the restaurant was reported directly to the Ukrainian intelligence by people serving in the Russian army. However, this is a claim, and it's not still clear. Ukrainian sources held the operation as a great success. Many Ukrainian sources published messages congratulating the saboteurs, intelligence officers, and the soldiers who carried out the operation. We still don't see any official statements from Russian official sources, and as mentioned in previous reports, if Russia isn't silent, it usually means that there have been major losses. The Russian leadership continues to remain silent to hide these losses. So what do you think? Do you think the joint operation of the Ukrainian saboteurs groups with Ukrainian intelligence will continue? Do you think there is an intelligence weakness in the Russian army? And do you think there are informers in the Russian army? And do you think the missile attacks by the Ukrainian army will increase? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about all your comments.